Hi, this is Ryan with Front End Audio, and we're going to take a look at how to install the orange SM and yellow SM transformer modifications from Crimson Audio Transformers. If you'd like to know more about these mods, you can click this link for our overview video, but we're going to go ahead and get to the installation process. Please note that this process is the same no matter which of the modifications you're installing, or if you're installing it on an SM57 or an SM58. Alright, so here we have our station set up with our soldering iron, our solder, the mic that we are going to mod, as well as the mod that we're going to install. Of course, the first thing we need to do is remove the stock handle, so just unscrew it. And there's our mount board with our wire terminals. And what you'll first notice is that the color coding on the wires for the mod are actually the same as on the stock microphone. So that makes it very simple for this mod. Green to green, yellow to yellow. Now right here I can see on the mount board next to the green wire terminal there is a 4 etched into it, and there's nothing by the yellow wire. So I'm going to make a mental note of that, but you may want to flag it with some painter's tape or something like that. So now that we have that situated, let's go ahead and desolder the original handle. Now you just want to get the solder nice and liquefied and then disconnect the wiring. A solder sucker may come in handy here for you if you're not accustomed to soldering, but I just got it heated up and pulled the wire away. Be careful not to overheat things because you don't want to do damage to the microphone itself, but you want to make sure that your terminals are nice and clean of any debris or previous solder. Now that we have that taken care of, let's go ahead and get rid of the stock handle and move forward with our mod. Now, one thing that I like to do that is not mentioned in the manual is use heat shrink. This will cover up the terminals and the exposed wire, and that will give a little insulation there, a little protection, as well as some mechanical strength. So let's go ahead and measure out what we need. Don't need a whole lot. That's where the terminal ends, so just enough to cover up the terminal and any exposed wires. Let's go ahead and cut 2 small pieces. All right, now we can take those pieces of heat shrink and slide them over the wires. And now we're ready to solder on this mod. Now right here I can see that the 4 is etched in next to that terminal, so that's where the green wire needs to be. And we're just going to give the wires a little twist, make sure there's no frayed ends. Run it through the eyelet of the terminal just like you would a thread through a needle. Bend it backwards to create a hook. Lay it out so there's a little bit of tension there just to keep it on straight. And let's go ahead and solder this wire on. Again, police your heat. Make sure that you're not overheating that terminal because you don't want to damage the microphone or the jacketing on the wires. Let's go ahead and repeat that for the yellow wire. And now our mod is soldered on. We're good to go. Now that we have everything right, we can slide on the heat shrink. And now that we got that set, get our heat gun, or you can use a hairdryer. Low heat. You don't want to overheat and damage anything. Keep it about 4 inches away. Just kind of work it so that it has a nice tight fit, and we are done. Now there's only one last thing to do. Now that we have this good to go, we need to attach the handle. First though, you want to give the capsule 3 counterclockwise turns. That way when we thread on the new handle, we're going to eliminate any stress on those connectors. So go ahead and screw on the handle, nice and tight. And there you have it, your completed modded mic, ready to rock and roll. It's that simple. It takes very little time and basic soldering skills, and the performance enhancement to your mic is well worth the minimal investment. If you'd like to check out these modifications in action in comparison to a stock SM57, you can check out these links here for those demo videos. For more information on the orange SM, yellow SM, all the great products brought to you by Crimson Audio Transformers, and for all your pro audio needs, check us out on the web at www.frontendaudio.com. Thank you.